As 2021 was going into 2022, I found myself in a state of change. Fittingly, as it was a new year, and also I had already planned on starting a series of works around phases of the moon, and I felt like that transitory nature was also fitting as well. I decided in this video I'm going to take a little bit of a step back and just comment on the decisions I made and the materials I used. So if that sounds interesting to you, let's get into it. This rather strong gradient was simply made through a variety of alcohol markers, Blick, Master's Touch, and Concept Illustrator markers. Then I used Prismacolor color pencils in a similar tone and variety of colors, similar to the background, just to give it that painterly look. And then I burnished them in with Prismacolor and Lycra colorless blenders. As I moved into the body of the subject of the picture, I started with my grays, going from the lightest to the darkest, and just choosing my shapes very particularly. You can see as I move in that I'm choosing each dot and each stroke to leave room for the natural color of the page and the lightest gray to shine through. I pay particular attention to the reference photo that I'm looking at. If I wanted to successfully sell the illusion that it was the moon that we see in the night sky, I knew I had to limit the details. I also recognized that going beyond a cool gray 5 would have been too harsh of a shadow for your eyes to recognize the familiarity of the moon, thus muddying up the drawing. Don't let the video fool you. It took quite a bit of time just to decide where to lay shadow and where not to lay shadow, and also making sure that I didn't overdo it. The illustration board that I was using had just enough texture to almost fool the eyes into more detail than what was actually there, so I had to be careful choosing what to burnish and what not to burnish. And finally, I used a Liquitex acrylic marker and a Sakura Jelly Roll white to bring out highlights and to finish up the lightest parts of the moon, and also to try to dial back the shadow part that was coming over the right horizon of the moon. And then I just signed that bad boy. And as we're wrapping this video up, I just will remind you that you can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave a comment down below on what you think about my moon. Remember, life is what you make it, so why not create a great life?